Spring has sprung and things are about to heat up here in Los Angeles. It's the start of a new season and fans couldn't be more excited to see their favorite teams in action. Hold on to your butts. The North American LCS starts right now.
Maybe the comeback fight happens. Multiple kills coming through. The shutdown comes in, and how well can the team kite? 2 kills already, but here's Apollo still alive. Really wants another pick up the shields. I don't think that's going to keep you alive for very long, buddy. They don't need to wait necessarily. And how does he keep doing that? Everyone into the wall, but even though he didn't, every flash on people that escaped
was burned, and they want Phoenix in this turret.
Oh boy.
Pretty strong though.
What's he gonna do?
Oh, he got 2! He's ready to get a triple kill! A quadra kill! An amazing play by Phoenix on us here! Rush's gonna have the stun available. High's gotta be careful. There's the tectonic everything. And Gate gets a kill picked up. It's gonna be an ace! That should be the game! That should be LCS for Renegades!
Alex H in the North American LCS.
Take one.
Ready? That's going to be Mobiles are going down. Too close now. For CLG. Triple kill for Turtle. Looking for the quadra. It's a triple for Double It. He's looking for Bjergsen.
Our 2015 Summer Split Champions.
Welcome to opening day of the North American League Championship Series Spring Split. Coming to you live from the Golden State where the fans are packed in to help us kick off the 2016 season. Plenty of energy in the building as well, and you'll see the crowds loading in just a moment ago, and no big surprise, a few TSM chants. And meanwhile, in their locker room, it's all smiles as they prepare to hit the rift against CLG. And there, of course, will be our reigning champions making their way to the stage where they'll face off and fight to defend their top spot. Now the preseason is over and it's time to see what all of our teams can do. Hello everyone, I'm James Dash Patterson. Great to have you back with us. And of course, I've brought along a few friends. Joining me on the analyst desk are Aiden Zyrene Moon, Joshua Jat Leesman, and David Freak Turley. Aiden, you look particularly excited this morning.
I'm really excited. I'm glad that we're starting off the 2016 season, and it's with a great game, too.
It should be a fantastic game.
And you called me a friend. I'm really actually very blessed. You didn't say, I've got some friends, and then also Freak.
Well, that could be these two, friends.
Yeah, but you
Freak,
kind of
right?
included me in your delivery. So I felt that you liked me.
That's my bad on that one.
I'm just going to keep dancing.
Well, it's a new year, and there are tons of new faces as North America looks to restore the region to good standing after a disappointing showing at Worlds. And there was a significant level up in the offseason across the board with a lot of big-name imports, not least of which was the addition of 5-time Worlds participant Yellowstar.
And I think Yellowstar in particular is one of the cornerstones of Team Solomon's new strategy. Like, this guy was the European LCS MVP. He does a lot of shot calling, and that was a hole that TSM wanted to solve. The interesting thing for Yellowstar coming into Team Solomon here is he was really the de facto alpha on this team last time for Fnatic, and this year he's got to contend with Bjergsen's personality, maybe even Reggie's personality, Double's personality. There's a lot of figuring out that team will have to do if they want to realize their potential, but it's definitely exciting.
Yeah, and something I'm looking forward to is can he take some shot calling roles away from Bjergsen so he takes the pressure off of him so Bjergsen can focus and come back to that mid laner where he's been very dominant.
Here, that's the plan.
Yeah, I want to talk about a mid laner though. GBM, who was just acquired by Energy, he's a mid laner that has had an upward trend in the LCK over in Korea. He was a guy that
he wasn't really on too many people's radars, but then he just shot into the top half of LCK mid laners. And his recent performance on Gangplank, the regional qualifiers for Korea, even though they didn't qualify for Worlds, it was his best performance to date. So this guy has just been improving over time. He hasn't peaked just yet, and he's got a fantastic personality on top of it. I think he's going to have a lot of fans by the time this season's over.
Yeah, I think he's one of definitely the best players coming out of Korea into NA this year. And speaking of a couple of Koreans coming into NA, or as salty Europeans would say, European players, Huni and Reignover coming in for Immortals here. These guys are absolutely amazing players. I mean, Huni is going to try to dominate and carry every single game. Reignover is set out to support him. And when these teams pick up new talent and you've got 5 new players on a new team, that takes time to gel. But Huni and Reignover are a package deal and have already worked so well together on Fnatic. So these two will hit the ground running, and like, good luck balls in the first match, because you've got one of the scariest top jungle synergies in the world up against you.
Yeah, and when you have that type of synergy that just gets transferred over, it's pretty much a given that they're going to be able to work it out. Yeah. But somebody who came over here and may have a lot of trouble with the synergy is Froggen. Acquired by Echo Fox as the mid laner here, Froggen has a star-studded past. He's been multiple-time MVP. He's won a European LCS split, but also recency hasn't been his biggest friend. In 2015, he didn't make playoffs in both splits, ending in 7th place, and that solidified the idea that Froggen needs a team that can operate around him, but now he's surrounded by a bunch of rookies.
Yeah, I mean, this will be a big split for Froggen to prove himself as well, because he's had good individual numbers on losing teams, but he needs to be able to translate that into victory. And I think that's kind of the really exciting thing about Rick Fox being the owner of this team for Froggen. A lot of the leadership philosophies, I hear he's really challenging Froggen to be a leader for these rookies, because he's always been a good individual player, but if he needs to become a leader this year if he wants to succeed in this NALCS.
Well, those are just a few of the many moves that were made in the offseason throughout North America. And anyone who's looking for a deeper dive into the new and returning faces should head over to lolesports.com. There you can find interviews with the players as well as a complete breakdown of the teams. And of course, while we're looking ahead, we want to get your thoughts on the hashtag we can look forward to this season. Last year, we saw the rise of CLG's golden age, and we want to know what you think will be trending this year. Do you think Twitter will continue to be dominated by local favorite hashtag NA greater than EU? Or will we see some new contenders rise to prominence like TSM Doublelift, NA Holo, or hashtag other? Tweet at LolEsports and use the new and improved hashtag NALCS. And while you gaze into your social media crystal balls, we're going to check out what's on today's schedule. In Game 2, we'll be following Cloud9 as they face off against the all-new Immortals. Next, it's Team Dignitas versus Energy Esports. Then the Renegades will make their debut in the LCS against Team Liquid. And we'll close out Week 1, Day 1 with Echo Fox versus Team Impulse. But up first, we've got our marquee game of the week, the hotly anticipated rematch of our summer finals with TSM taking on their age-old rivals, Counterlogic Gaming. Now, fans are going to be tuning in for this always explosive showdown, and it's a rivalry that just keeps adding more and more layers. Not only did CLG deny TSM their 3rd championship win, but in the offseason, one of CLG's cornerstone players, Doublelift, was released from the team lineup and moved over to his longtime rival's camp.
Yeah, there's so much to say about this, because CLG, you could say they had a tumultuous offseason because Pobelter is off the team and Doublelift is off the team, but they also said that was by choice. So CLG is looking to come into this split and just build off of their NALCS championship last year, but then TSM took the marquee player from CLG, which can only add heat to the rivalry.
As well as like the marquee player from Fnatic as well. So I mean, like, TSM have so much talent there. Doublelift should be successful, but now he's on a team where, look, the mid laner is actually probably almost more important than you. And yet here's Bjerg's on our team where finally the AD carry is really important as well. And figuring out how those two interact is going to be very important for TSM.
Yeah, and I think that learning how all of these members are actually going to interact with each other is going to be very hard for TSM. Because everybody that was acquired actually has a strength where a previous member had a weakness. Haunter picks up champions quickly. Svenskeren is aggressive, right? Yellowstar talks a lot, so he's able to be in charge of the shot calling. I think that this bottom lane in particular, though, when you have to work with this person the entire game and the entire laning phase, they have different philosophies. Yellowstar wants to win the game and go roaming, and then Doublelift wants to win the lane. So they have to figure out how they want to play League of Legends.
Not to say that he doesn't also want to win the game.
He does. The way in which you win.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's the strategy that's employed. Well, it does take time to develop a new partnership, and recently Doublelift and Yellowstar grabbed lunch to swap war stories and work on their bot lane synergy.